family's worst nightmare.
It's been a long road.
That we find ways to mitigate that risk, to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
Government officials taking action amid a coronavirus outbreak here in the United States. NBC 15 News at 10 starts now. Well, it's been nearly 40 years, but 19-year-old Sandra Williams may finally get justice. Her family held a balloon release today in her honor ahead of a trial on Monday. Sandra was murdered in September 1980. And just last year, police arrested 61-year-old Alvin Ray Allen. NBC 15's Jaisha Patel spoke with Sandra's family today. And Jaisha, this upcoming week is going to be an emotional one for them.
Lance, Sandra's sister Judy Barfield says jury selection will begin on Monday, and she's hoping Sandra's voice will finally be heard this week.
It's like a nightmare that never ends. It's with you 24/7.
People say time heals all wounds, but Virginia West has mourned over her daughter's death for nearly 40 years with no answers. 19-year-old Sandra Cassidy Williams' body was found stabbed and abandoned in the Tolmanville community, which was just the beginning of her family's nightmare.
There's never a day that goes by that she's not on my mind. You go to bed thinking about her and you get up thinking about her, wondering what it would be like if she was here, how she and Judy would be.
Sandra's sister Judy says their bond was special. She says Sandra was kind, she loved to dance, and she had the best spirit, smile, and green eyes. She also says Sandra was more than just a sister to her.
She was like a mother to me, and I think that's what kind of gets lost in this story. She wasn't just my sister. She really was a mother to me.
Last September, 39 years later, 61-year-old Alvin Ray Allen was arrested after police say he barricaded himself inside his home. Our crews were there as Allen surrendered to officers.
Do you have anything to say to your family? Do you have anything to say to your wife?
Today, Sandra's family honored her with a balloon release at the Catholic Archdiocese of Mobile Cemetery. They used yellow and white decorations because she loved those colors and chose to celebrate her life today ahead of the trial.
I hope she is proud of her stubborn sister, because it's been a long, hard fight, and it's a battle that is yet to be won. However, I would hope that someone would have done it for me, and I hope there's other people out there that would do it for other people.
Judy says this trial is important not only for Sandra, but for all unsolved cases out there and for those without a voice. Lance?
Jaisha, thank you. To view our previous coverage of this case, you can follow all of our NBC 15 social media pages and go to our website, mynbc15.com. And breaking news right now, 2 new presumptive coronavirus cases in Florida, one of them in Okaloosa County. This comes less than 24 hours after 2 people died in Florida last night from the virus. One man was in Pensacola, the other in Lee County. Today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis directed Florida's EMA to activate a level 2 response. Just into our newsroom, too, a corona case has been confirmed in Missouri. Now, the COVID-19 is present in 30 states nationally. Globally, the number of confirmed cases has topped 105,000. It is a worldwide crisis with the potential to become a major outbreak here in the United States.
The American people deserve to know that the risk of contracting the coronavirus for the average American remains low.
Vice President Mike Pence, the head of the White House Coronavirus Task Force, met with cruise line executives today in Florida. He says plans are underway to allow more than 3,500 people on the Grand Princess cruise ship in California to dock at a non-commercial port this weekend. They will be tested and quarantined.
That being said, we are going to continue to lean into this effort, to call on industry, to call on every agency of government to deal with it. It is essential that we find ways to mitigate that risk, to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
19 people have died from the virus in this country. There are more than 400 confirmed cases across the 30 states. And the governor of New York is the latest to declare a state of emergency after the number of infected people there nearly doubled in one day. NBC's Chris Pallone has the latest.
With at least 76 confirmed cases of coronavirus in his state, the governor of New York moved to speed up the response to the quickly spreading disease.
I have officially done a declaration of emergency, which gives us certain powers. We're going to be doing purchasing and hiring more staff, especially to help local housing authorities, local health departments that are very stressed.
Washington state remains the hardest hit area with 16 deaths from coronavirus. Meanwhile, 3,500 people remain stuck off the coast of California on the Grand Princess cruise ship after 21 people aboard tested positive. One passenger learning about it not from the cruise line, but from the news.
It was frustrating that the captain, the cruise line, didn't let us know first.
The virus is spread, causing the cancellation of major events like Austin's South by Southwest Tech Conference, forcing some universities to move classes online and sending the stock market into a tailspin. Friday, President Trump defended his administration's response and downplayed the coronavirus risk.
It will end. People have to remain calm.
But critics accuse the White House of sending out mixed messages and causing confusion over what the real risk is.
You listen to the president, he says one thing. You listen to the vice president, he says something else. You listen to CDC, they say one thing. And then people feel that nobody's in charge or you don't have a competent response, and that triggers panic among people.
State health officials across the U.S. have complained about a lack of coronavirus test kits. The federal government now has more than 1 million available. Better, but a number far short of the 1.5 million promised by the end of this week. Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
And the Center for Disease Control confirms a person who attended the Conservative Political Action Conference in Maryland last week has the coronavirus. It was the same conference President Trump and Vice President Pence attended. However, officials say the person did not come in contact with either of them. The patient is now in New Jersey receiving treatment. And for a closer look at all of our coronavirus coverage, you can visit our website, mynbc15.com, and click on the coronavirus section. Now to the weather, and it was a beautiful day all along the Gulf Coast. No rain in sight. NBC 15 meteorologist Kelly Foster joins us now with the Gulf Coast certified most accurate forecast by Weather Rate. And Kelly, it's really feeling like spring this weekend.
It is, and our temperatures are going to be warming up even more so as we head on into our next 7 days. We'll talk about that coming up. We're saying goodbye to all that dry air. Our atmosphere is beginning to juice up. We're going to have temperatures begin to move forward as we head on into Sunday, Monday, and really by the end of the week, we're talking upper 70s. So our temperatures are going to be moving on up. High pressure that's brought us all the sunshine is going to be moving out, and we're already tracking our next weather maker. Not coming in tonight, Sunday or Monday. We have until Tuesday, and at that point, Tuesday's not going to be a wash, but we will have to dodge some wet weather action. Here's a look at the radar scan right now. It is dry as it can be. We barely have any cloud cover. We'll begin to see some additional clouds for your Sunday, but take a look right now. You can see the winds are nice and calm. We are springing forward on Sunday. Keep in mind some sticky air for the second half of the weekend, and again, temps soaring into the 70s. We're already tracking that next weather maker on Tuesday, and I'm going to step you through the timeline of that forecast a little bit later in the show.
Kelly, thank you. They were cooking for a cause today. The American Cancer Society holding its 31st annual chili cook-off at Mardi Gras Park. The 4-hour-long event is filled with fun, live entertainment, and of course lots of chili, with teams competing to be voted the best chili on the Gulf Coast and raise money for cancer patients.
The money for this goes to helping provide housing for folks that are going for cancer treatment, for different groups. They have a wig closet that they have here in town for American Cancer Society. You know, it does a great job. A lot of these folks here have been doing this for years.
Now, the Chili Cook-Off is one of the most popular fundraisers of the year for the American Cancer Society. And it was a perfect day to celebrate art and culture. The Ballyhoo Festival kicked off in Gulf Shores this morning. Crowds were at the Gulf State Park as artists showcased the best of the best. Folks enjoyed local seafood, live music, all the while visiting different art booths at the festival. It is open tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And a colorful celebration in Chickasapogue Park today. The India Association of Greater Mobile held their annual Holi celebration. It was filled with food, games, and colors. Holi celebrates the start of the spring harvest season in India, and the colors represent nature and flowers in bloom. Well, we're pretty proud around here tonight. NBC 15 has been named Best Newscast in Alabama by the Alabama Broadcasters Association. We are honored tonight during the annual Abby Awards in Birmingham. Our reporter, Rachel Wilkerson, was also awarded the Award of Merit in the reporter category. She was honored for her body of work over the past year. Congratulations to Rachel. And still to come, there is devastation in Tennessee. Communities mourning after investigators believe they found the remains of a missing toddler. And then Tina is giving a salute to our veterans.
Salute to our veterans. Sponsored by Navigator Credit Union, guiding the Gulf Coast since 1939.
NBC 15 is giving a salute to our veterans. And tonight we honor Lieutenant Carl Gronquist Jr. He served in the U.S. Navy, but died during the Vietnam War. He was from Pensacola, and we thank you for your service and for giving the ultimate sacrifice, Lieutenant Carl Gronquist Jr. Gronquist Jr.